5. Yeah. Guys, let me just say that today was probably one of the most productive days I've ever had. I have managed to film 4 YouTube videos and 2 TikToks. So what's up guys, welcome back to another video by Ultimate Fave. If you are new here today, please remember to click that subscribe button. And for all my returning subscribers, I am finally doing a story time. I know you guys are probably so excited about this because I have been delaying the story time for months now. That's because I think I needed a little bit of time to really get over it and make peace with everything that's happened, but also because I have a love-hate relationship with story times now. I've fully kind of wanted to move away from them because I told myself I'm turning 30. And also guys, can I tell you guys, there is a rumor going around in the streets with all the men that are saying, oh, don't date Naledi because she does story times. And I'm like, Tabo, calm down. Chepu, relax. But like there is this thing that is going around about the fact that I do story times and men don't approach me because of that. And it's so funny because all the story times that I've ever done, it's only been the men that I've dated long-term relationships. So it's kind of like, 1, I don't know who the hell you guys think you are, but also 2, guys, please ask me out. Alright, I needed to go get my favorite spice or like my favorite salt. But anyway, I'm going to be doing a story time today, and lucky for the boys, I am not going to be talking about a man today. I'm really kind of sad to know that the rumor that's going around is that boys don't ask me out because boys are genuinely afraid of me. They think that I'm going to be doing story times on them, and it's just like, well, yes. No, guys, what the hell? I told myself I would stop doing boys story times because I just feel like, guys, I'm ready to fall in love. But anyway, I'm doing a story time today. It does involve a man, but not my man. I don't know if that makes sense. This is actually a story time about someone that I used to be friends with, and she backstabbed my ass. So, you know what? This girl actually did me dirty quite a few times, but because we had been friends for so long, I think I try to overlook it. And you guys know how I feel about doing friendship story times because I am a really big believer of protecting the covenant of my friendships. Like there are certain people you will never hear me speak bad about on this channel. Like it can go as far back as anybody you guys can think of right now. You will never hear me speak shit about them on my channel because that's how much I really value friendships. Relationships, on the other hand, I also value them. There are certain men that I've been with that I don't talk about on the channel because they have never done me dirty to that degree where I could make a little bit of cash doila off of them. But whatever. This is a story time about someone that I used to be friends with that did me so dirty. And yeah, I'm finally going to tell the story. It happened some time ago, but I think I needed a little bit of time to process what had happened, to accept the fact that her and I were never going to be cool ever again. I actually think I needed the time to process it, to figure out if we're going to be cool. And I think I have accepted that even in the process of forgiveness, I would never allow myself to be friends with her again. So cool, whatever. So I am having chicken biryani from Woolies, and then I added this chili explosion. Now Frank introduced me to this. This is chili explosion that I got from Pick and Pay. What a game changer, guys. This chili salt is amazing. Yo guys, I can't, like, my house cannot go without this chili explosion. And big ups to Frank for introducing me to this. So I'm just having the usual like Woolies chicken biryani because I live in the south and I live in the slums, so we don't really have good like Indian places and stuff. And also because I felt like this chicken biryani was going to be on the dry side, I also got a little bit of chicken licking because I went on an Instagram rampage or Instagram rant or an Instagram live, and I kept asking all my subbies, like, what should I get? What should I get? What should I get? And everyone kept saying, no, get chicken wings. And I was like, okay. So yeah, guys, without rambling too much because it's getting really late and I am desperately in need of a hubby. Like, I've done so much content work for the day and I'm really proud of myself because I know that this week is covered. But I'm really getting back into the swing of YouTube. I missed this platform. And for anybody who wants to know where I got my hair from the Glam Bar. So, without rambling too much, subbies, get Get your boyfriends, get comfortable, and let's talk about how some friends are some snake-ass bitches. Mind you, disclaimer, I have no bad blood towards her. Like, her and I haven't spoken, and we probably never will speak, but if she ever does reach out and she apologizes, I will definitely accept it with an open heart. But yeah, we're not cool, so it's fine, whatever. So, now, this thing, I'm not going to tell you the timelines of when it happened, but I'll just tell you basically the source of what is going on. So, I've known this person for a while now, maybe close to a decade. Myself and this person, we go way, way back, like varsity days, and like, for story's sake, I will just call her... I don't want to call her Snakey, because, you know, some friendships were way beyond that. It's not like that Regina George, that fly-by-night type of setup. No, not that crazy delusional ass baby. Like, that baby is still so hung up on anything that has to do with me on Twitter. It's like, she's so loving. Like, I always see every time she's always all up in my business. It's just so, you know, guys, sometimes haters really remind you that you're that bitch. But anyway, I knew this girl for a long time, so I'm going to call her Long. Let's call her Long. I really can't think of a name because this was a very sentimental friendship to me. So, Long and I, essentially the crux of what happened is that we've known each other for a long time, but we were never friends for that period of time. Her and I, we knew each other from our teens, but we weren't friends throughout the schooling like part. But we became friends. There was someone that we were both friends with, and then we both became friends inadvertently throughout that whole situation. Loved her down. Now, in this dynamic of friendship of groups, like her character is very sweet, very carefree, very naive at times. Like, I remember there were various moments where I've always like had to step in and jump in because like sometimes she would just say things without thinking of the repercussions, or she would do things without thinking of the repercussions. And when the repercussions got tough, you needed that friend that was obviously going to have your back. You understand? So she was one of those people that she generally doesn't look scary. She's not like me. She doesn't have a resting bitch face. She just looks sweet, and she's a sweet person, and that's that on that about that. So her and I, our friendship really took off. However, there were certain elements of our friendship that obviously were eyebrow raisers. Now, mind you, this person was always a good friend. Well, that's subjective. There were certain things that she did to me that made me question the dynamics of our friendship. And this last particular event that has happened that I'm explaining now is the reason why I cut her off, because she did certain things in the past that almost affected my career. She did a lot of things that put me in very compromising situations with other people that I work with. So it was one of those things where, you know, where you keep forgiving someone because you know their intention is not malicious. But then after this, I started questioning like, you're actually moving very shady, you know? Whatever, fine. So let me just say, up until this point, up until the certain situation, I guess I always overlooked everything because I was like, oh man, but you know, she's like, you know, the one in the squad that we have to protect. Like, you have to have that fierce protection over type of thing. Womp womp. Cool. So essentially what had happened was there was a time that she had invited me out to hang out, right, at this particular place. And she was like, no, let's just chill, get some drinks, get some hubbly, chill, whatever the case may be. Cool. So Long and I agree that, okay, we'll meet at a certain time at this particular venue, shop. Okay. I get there to the venue first. And when I get there to the venue first, we had agreed on like 2 p.m. And then I got there first because she has a tendency of being late all the time. Like, yo. One thing about Long, she can't keep time. And the thing that will always make us argue is the fact that she couldn't keep time. And as someone who is rarely ever late, guys, I'm a lot of things. If I'm late, just know it's either negligence or there was a certain circumstance. Now, Long was the opposite. Long would always be late. And that kind of became like an extension of her personality. And as much as I know how other people feel about, oh, when you're late, that's so rude and disrespectful, it used to irritate the shit out of me. But it's kind of like I understood her and she understood me. And I was very like big sister. Guys, one thing about me, I will yell. And na vele has something isangkazi, right? So we would always have those very insignificant arguments about very petty things. But we knew deep down at the end of the day, that's my sis, and I'm a ride for my sis, right? We have that little disagreement 10 minutes in, and then 10 minutes in, we're having shots, we're having a good time. It's nice vibes. And the thing is, because she was definitely the opposite of me when it came to conflict, I'm more of a, we're gonna have this conflict, we're gonna hash it out. And she's like, oh, sorry, let's move past it. I understand. Sorry, Chimmy. And I was just like, fine, you know? So on this particular day, she asked me to come hang out, smoke up, have like Boma Cider chill vibes, like very chill auction vibes type of thing. And then I'm like, okay. I get to the place and then I find myself waiting for her. And as per usual, she's late. I think I actually waited there by myself for an hour. And that really pissed me off. I don't know where her and I had been previously or the night before, but I know for a fact we're nursing some sort of skamatama or something. So, cool. I meet up with her at that place. And at that particular place, there is this guy that rocks up. And now, for story's sake, let's call this guy Adam, right? This guy rocks up, his name is Adam. Now, I know Adam because obviously Adam and I roll in the same social circles, but I know of him. I don't know anything about him. So when I see him rock up, I'm like, you know? So I see Adam rock up, I'm like, ooh. Oh. And I remember that day I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave because I was so pissed off that she had me waiting for almost an hour. And I kept calling her, trying to blow up her phone, understand where she is, and then Adam rocked up. I see Adam. Now I'm just like, ah, man, I'm mad, but I'm not that mad. Am I that mad? That's my boo. So I see Adam. He's looking mysterious as usual, you know, whatever. And now I know of Adam. So Adam fits the profile of the kind of guys that I date. So the kind of guys that I date are definitely relaxed. And that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to give away too much in the story. So Adam is more like laxed, you know, down to earth, chill, whatever. You guys know I don't do the high school, private school boys. I don't do the, you know, Tinder, NC, politiki. I'm just all about them street niggas. If you know me and you're above me, you know, Rana, hey man, I like my niggas hood, whatever. Okay, sharp. I see Adam, him and I, we don't talk because obviously him and I don't know each other like that. But I know of him, sharp. Eventually, Long gets to the venue. She's doing her usual sorries. Whatever. I sharp, we chill. That time now, I just like ordered drinks. We're chilling. Okay. So while Long and I are chilling, I tell her, I'm like, yo, dude, this guy, Adam, actually, he's someone I've been feeling for a minute, you know? And she's like, oh, Adam. And I know him. Him and I, we had a thing many years ago, super brief, nothing serious, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So now, super brief, guys, think 2017, 16, 18, maybe at most. I don't know, I didn't count anything after that. So she's like, no, him and I, we had something super brief. It wasn't that serious, it was nothing. And I'm like, so I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, this guy is actually, he's my type. Like, why? He's like, no, man, it wasn't serious. And I was like, well, you don't mind if I just slide in. You understand? So I'm having this conversation with Long, my friend, to obviously not step on toes. So I'm like, you don't mind if I slide in, right? And she's like, I don't remember if she actually gave me the go ahead, but she seemed really like laxed about it. Like she wasn't, this was someone she, you know, it's like brief. You know when you have a fling and it just ends up in the air and then they become friends, but like, so if I remember correctly, she was like, I'm easy, dog. Because at the time, I knew who Long was seeing, right? I knew who Long was like mixing it with at the time. Sharp. So eventually, Adam comes up to greet Long. Adam comes up to greet Long. Girl, Naledi got his head eyes. I'm kidding. You know what? I'm gonna put this behind my ears because this wig cost me a lot of money. So obviously Adam comes up to Long, says hi. Sharp. Adam's friend rocks up. Then it becomes like a reunion. Not for me though, because they all know each other, but I don't know them. Well, I only know Long, but Long knows Adam and Adam's friend, right? So we all end up chilling like as bros, as broers, you know? And I remember that day, if I remember correctly, there was there was that thing like you could tell. Like, I was obviously interested in Adam because I made that clear that I was interested in Adam. But now you could tell Adam was also interested in me, right? So sharp, grand, chilled. Adam and I, we talking. Long is talking with Adam's friend. So like we're all sitting like in a circle. So because I'm a very, very strong character, and Long, on the other hand, Long is more so agreeable. I don't know how to describe it in such a way. Like she's more of the type of woman that a rich man would end up with because she's very agreeable. Like she's very easy. She's very submissive when she wants to be. Like she's very, let me cater to you, cause baby, this is your day. And I'm like, you know? So I'm a very fierce, like forceful, question everything. So I remember we were having these chats where, you know, obviously the men were saying things that sounded like, oh, men are not. And I was like, no, you know. So initially I felt like Long would be agreeable and then I would query it and then she'd be like, actually, yeah, girl, I'm behind you. You get how she is, right? So sharp, everything is going well, dude. We all chilling, like drinks are flowing, whatever. And then throughout the course of this afternoon / evening, at some point, you know, you know, Long is like to me, I actually think I want Adam back. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, that shit hurt me. But I was like, you know what? You know what? I am a firm believer of loyalty. That was your man's. You decide you want him back? I'ma step back. Sharp. I'ma step back. So she's like, I think I want Long back. Yeah, it actually hit me to hear because I think she also saw the spark between like me and this James, right? But again, like I said, she was well within her right to say that because at the end of the day, if whatever they had, then that means obviously to a certain degree he must have liked her, right? And there were also moments where I would disappear, go to the toilet, so I don't know what they were discussing. So maybe Adam was buying face at that time because Adam could easily just see me and say, oh, okay, hey, Naledi, laugh, womp, womp, because Adam also knows who I am, right? Adam and I had never had a conversation prior to that moment. We had never had, no. Okay, he reminded me of a brief period where we met like years ago when I knew Drake, but I really wasn't. Next time like I Adam, I had met him through people, and next time like I high at the time, but he wasn't. He was just reminding me how he first met me, and I didn't remember that moment. But other than that, that for me was my first encounter with Adam. Sharp. Okay, sharp. Then Long says, no, man, I think I wanna give this thing with Adam another chance. And I'm like, okay, cool, friend. And what's worse, I'm like, yeah, you should. This guy's a nice guy, and he seems so like I don't get why you never did to begin with, you know? Whatever. After that, my crush or whatever I had for him, put it in the back burner. Don't nagger it, cool. So Adam is actually just a blip in the real story that actually made our friendship come to an end. Okay, sharp. So a couple of months go by, and obviously I'm getting a lot of work. I'm getting a lot of venues that are inviting me to host, chill, whatever the case may be. So this particular venue asked me to come host. Okay, cool. They asked me to come host. They're willing to give me a table. They're willing to give me a rider. I must bring my friends. Now, at that time, I was still quite perturbed about that whole Adam thing, but I was like, ah man, it's really nothing. So I never contacted Adam. I never went through nothing. Like, I remember at some point he did follow me on Instagram and I followed him back, but it was super clean, super, never said nothing, never jumped in the DMs, he never jumped in mine, nothing. Sharp. Okay, sharp. So then I get this invite from this venue, and this venue is like, no, come host, womp womp womp. We're gonna give you a rider and all that other stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I invite all my friends, obviously. I think I invited about 3-4 friends. So on my way to this venue, I go with the 2 friends. I tell Long, and I'm like, Long, come. I'm hosting at this place. Long is like, I bet I'll come a little bit later because I just have some stuff I need to finish up, whatever the case may be. I bet, sweet, sharp. So me and these 2 friends, we go to this venue. It was still quite easy at the time. There was nothing serious. Sharp. As the night continues, sharp. It starts getting full. You know, the shots start flowing. They ask me, no, do you want your rider now? I'm like, I bet, sweet. But so it's still me and the 2 friends. And while me and the 2 friends are still chilling, I get a call from this other guy. Now, I've spoken about this guy on my channel, but I am not going to say his previous name because I don't want you to connect the dots. Because if I say his pseudo name on here, a lot of people will connect the dots about which friend I'm talking about. So this guy calls me, and this guy has been knew me. This guy has been wanting me. This guy's been dying over me. Sharp. Okay, dying for it is a bit extravagant, but whatever. So, sharp. We get to the venue, and obviously this venue is then promoting that sharp. Naledi's gonna be hosting. Yeah. I don't know if the boys came though. Shit. Boys actually treat me like a pariah. And you know what, guys? I ain't even finna cap. When I'm married, literally taller, because I am such a loud. But like, fuck you guys. Anyway, sharp. This guy, for story's sake, I'm gonna call him toxic. So this guy, he's been wanting me for a very long time, but he's just full of shit. Toxic. 1 minute and the next minute I didn't try more. So this guy and I don't talk frequently. Like, there were moments where he pissed me off and I'd block him. Months later he'd pull up out of nowhere, please unblock me. And he's that guy. He's that guy you block for peace of mind, you know? And I've always had a soft spot for him because of how long I've known him as well. But not soft enough to not see through the bullshit. So that day, when that particular venue was posting me and whatever, he calls me. And he's like, hey, because I also obviously posted on my socials. Like, he calls me, he's like, hey, dude, I see you're hosting, can I pull up? And I'm like, hey, dog. First of all, I'm tired. Because I'm coming to this place to look for a potential husband. I know, a bit ghetto, presumptuous, you know, on my part. But whatever. He's like to me, no, dude, I haven't seen you in so long. I just want to come support you. I'm so proud of the work you've been doing. And honestly, Naledi, I'm a changed man. And he's like, honestly, I don't want nothing from you. I just want to buy you bottles. I want to take you to breakfast. Go on gym. I want to take it to the top with you. I'm like, yes, I was chewing the cartilage. It was so good. Whoever doesn't eat the cartilage, you're not black enough for my liking. I'm like, same dude, I don't want drama. I'm not in the mood for this. I'm here to have a good time with my goils. So if you're coming, by all means, but please don't expect anything in return, because I'm not about that life right now. I was like, okay, cool. I have to make up some excuse about people sleeping at my place. Deep down, I know nobody's sleeping at my place. I just don't want him to see an opportunity. Sharp, aye, this guy rocks. This guy says, nah, he's gonna come. Sharp. So, alright, gun sharp. We're all rocking. It's a good time. And then eventually, this guy, toxic, calls me. He tells me, nah, I'm outside. Come get me. I'm like, okay, cool. Whilst he's telling me I'm outside, it seems as though Long also rocks up at the same time, right? As per her version of events. Cool. Long also rocks up. She's also blowing up my phone. I'm like, okay, actually, I'm headed outside because I need to go collect this guy called Toxic. So, on my way out, I don't know what's going on. I get sharp. I get to the door. I collect Toxic. I see Long. I collect them both. We go pay the tafel. Ons blow. Right? Good times. So now, I'm not blowing Toxic off, but I'm also not engaging him in a very, oh, that's my man's, like, setup. But that's not the point. We have a good time. Everybody has a good time. Sharp. Great stuff. And then we all decide, I know, guys, it's shy. Let's all go home. So me, that one friend, says, friend, I'm Ubering home. It's been great. I'm like, I bet. Tell me you get home safe. The other friend Ubers with me. We take the Uber and we like leave separately. Sure. So now when we're all leaving together, Long is telling me, no, I'm also leaving. And I'm like, friend, are you going to be safe? And she's like, no, I'm going to be fine. And I'm like, okay, sharp, have a good time. No, not have a good time, like left her there. My understanding is we all left at the same time. Fast forward 2 months later. Yo guys, wait. This story is actually so long, like it actually needs you guys to get a stiff drink. Fast forward 2 months later. Now, Long and I were supposed to meet up for a lunch. I had promised her a lunch. And then I had been delaying that lunch for some time. So eventually she's like, babe, I want to see you. And I'm like, babe, I'm trying to see you too. I owe you lunch. And she's like, I bet, let's link. We link in the north. We have lunch. While we're having lunch, man, we're catching up, dude. We're catching up like understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? We're catching up. And then she's like to me, no man, actually, your friend Toxic. No. She's like, actually, that guy Toxic that we went out with that day or that night. I'm like, oh yeah, what about him? It's like, no, he actually took my number. I'm like, hi, boy. Yeah. No, he took my number. Him and I have been talking for a few months now. I'm like, huh? So now, I'm now running everything back because I'm like, wait, what? But in my expression is not giving what? It's giving hi, boy. And then, because now, mind you, I wasn't feeling toxic like that. You understand? So, I am not too perplexed about it because, like I said, I know Toxic will take his chances. If there's one man who should have been named Perseverance, it's Toxic, because Toxic will persevere against the obstacles handed in his way. So then she's like, no, Toxic that night actually asked for my number. Him and I have been talking. We've been seeing each other for a little bit. I'm like, hey, man. She's like, no, we're not serious. We're not dating. But, like, we've been seeing each other. And then she goes on to embellish the nature of... And I say embellish for a reason. Stay with me now. It gets worse. I wish I had tequila in the house. Stay with me. She embellishes the story. She's like, no, that night, actually, Toxic asked me out. And now, whilst I'm asking, I'm like, hi, boy. Okay, friend. No. She's like, what kind of a guy is he? I'm like, okay, friend, I'm going to tell you the truth. Toxic is Toxic. He is a nice guy. He is the guy who does this. Yeah, does he better? There and there. Yeah, well, if he likes you, he's really gonna, But get a baby. And I tell her from a point of, no, friend, pursue him. If you like him, pursue him. And she tells me, like, no, I like him. What. So the first thing that clicks in my mind is like, why did you wait 2 months to tell me? Because when I think about that night and how the setup was, Toxic was sitting right next to me. And all the people who were there knew that obviously Toxic was there on my behalf because Toxic was buying mawatolo for me and friends. You understand? So, another thing about me, I don't drink champagne anymore. I haven't drank champagne in over a year. So Toxic was buying champagne for my friends, and it was a thing of me having told my friends. Everybody knew that night, so it was quite perplexing to me. But I was like, you know what? I wouldn't put it past Toxic to lie to her and say that him and I are just friends. Well, we are just friends, but I wouldn't put it past him to lie to her and say, no, I don't want Naledi and I are just friends, when he knows that night he came because he actually wants me and him to, pursue something. So I wasn't moved, honestly. So I'm like, so no, friend, hey. Honestly, if I'm keeping a buck, Toxic is not someone I was looking to, further anything with. Go off, baby. Have a good one. Do it. And, she was telling me embellishing things, telling me, no, he bought me this, he bought me this. And I'm like, friend, this is Toxic. You wanna do this, then do it like this. Yeah, I'm actually even so much as going the extra step to help her. And even when I remember that day, after she told me, she must have told him that she was seeing me because I tried to call him to congratulate him about them being together, and he didn't answer my calls, he didn't respond to my texts. And I was like, hey, listen, Toxic, I was calling you to congratulate you. But that was a double-edged sword because I was also calling him to let him know that, okay, you pursued my friend and you guys are having a thing. So what I'm going to do is, you cannot pursue me now that I know that you're pursuing her and you guys are actively seeing each other. Sharp, bits, no problem. So he didn't respond to my text that day. And I understood, obviously, as a nigga, hey, damn it, I think Toxic thought I was going to tell Long about him pursuing me that night, and I didn't. For some strange reason, I didn't feel like it was necessary to tell her because I was like, now that he's pursuing her, I don't want to stain whatever's happening because honestly, if they've been seeing each other for months now, then there's no reason for her to know about the element of Toxic and I. She must just be happy. But I told her, bus up. But I didn't tell her about that particular night and what was Toxic's reasoning for being there at that venue. Sharp. Move on. Sharp. We move venues. We have a great night. Mallela that night. We have the greatest night. Our friendship is just so good. Everything is just so good. Sharp. Then one day I'm out at a particular event, a work event. Well, an event I got invited to as per my stature in the entertainment industry. Man, this honey calls me up. Long. No, I post an Instagram story. And she's like, hey man, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm in Sandton. I'm actually in Sandton at this venue. Where are you? She's like, no. I ask her where you, she doesn't respond. Ne? Hi man, the event goes on. Hey, I'm bored, I'm lonely. I decide I'm gonna go home. And I remember I Ubered to that venue because they were like, no, please guys, use Ubers, da. Because these events, like they liquor. Some events are liquor events, whatever. She's like, no, wait. I'm like, nah, I'm at this place. Where are you? And she doesn't respond. And now I'm feeling the vibe. Everything in me is like, hey, hello, nah, man, hey. My body, I've lost weight. I'm looking good, guys. I'm so full. I'm so sorry, guys. Forgive me. Anyway, I sharp, man. Story say, man, such haze are too much. So okay, sharp. Eventually, she doesn't respond, and she had asked me that at around like 7. She asked me that at around 7. At around 10:30, I call her. Right? I call her, and I don't remember if she answered or we spoke via text. But I do remember calling her, asking her, hi, boo. Where are you? I'm like, dude, I'm in the Uber, I'm going home. You didn't get back to me. Like, what is happening? And she's like, no, I'm actually on the way to this particular place with Adam. Yo. Guys. Yo. Yo. Ay, nigga. Huh? Yeah. Holy mother. I'm still hurt about it. Whatever. Man, I'm sure it's second thing. And then now, I'm like, okay, cool. Must I come? Because now me, she's with Adam. But the first thing I'm asking is, wait a minute. Why are you going out with Adam when you just told me weeks prior you're pursuing Toxic? Behind my back, mind you, having done that without telling me nothing and then garnering up the courage. Because the first thing that was a red flag was, if Toxic asked for your number, why didn't you tell me the next day? It gets worse. Wait for it. That's not the peak of where this shit actually goes. It goes down to the fucking gutter. I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, must I come? Like, talk to me. He's like, she's touching. She's like, no, but we're gonna leave now. Like, it's just you know when you don't know where things are going, you don't know if things are coming or they're going. Guys, how home or not, dog? I go home. You know, I go home and I sit and I go, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. Le haba kare ke understanding akakang. Le haba kare wena ku understand akakang untwala masepa tong. And at that time, it's still level 1 of masepa untwalang on a but ke towards ke shebile, ke mametse. Mind you, I don't want to talk about the things that she put me through in the past because those things were crazy. But you know, you're thinking friendship. But this time, I was like, nah, you got me fucked up. You've got me all the way to the 11th floor. Fucked up. So I got what they're saying. I sent her a message. A long, heated, hot one. I couldn't sleep, guys. I started asking myself, hey, but this honey wants a cake and wants to eat it too. Mind you, bear in mind that from the beginning of that thing to this point, I'm like, but like, what about the art of sharing? Fine. I send her a message and I tell her how I feel and I tell her, actually, you fucked up. You're so fucked up because you went and told me that you wanted Adam after you told me that you and him had a thing years ago, eons and eons of years ago. And then you go and you take Toxic's number behind my back when you knew very well that Toxic was there for me and my bodies, sitting by the table next to me. And you still did that and then you hid it for 2 months. That don't make no motherfucking sense, dog. Like, it just didn't fucking make sense. And then she's like to me, no, but Toxic wasn't there for you. I'm expecting her to go, no, dude, it wasn't even like that. I'm so sorry. This was not the intention. I get where you're coming from, but I swear to God, you're reading it wrong. She's like, no. Baby girl had a chip off the shoulder. Yeah, guys. I'm actually still going through it. I don't know if you can tell. It's like, no, but Toxic didn't come there for you, and I don't understand why I had to report to you. And she's just got a chip off her shoulder about the whole situation. It's like, no, and this, and Toxic and I met at the door, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and he didn't even come there for you. He was just sharing a table with you because he knows you. You know what I did? I sent her screenshots of the things that Toxic said to me that night. And then I obviously told her, like, nah, fuck you. Respectfully, you can go fuck yourself. Like, you can actually go fuck yourself. Then I dropped the screenshots. And I'm like, you a stupid ass bitch if you think that that man would wake up in the middle of whatever time it is. He could have sat with anybody else. Why the hell would he sit with me out of courtesy and buy my friends bottles? Think. Medulla oblongata. Turn it on! Like, turn it on! Like, come on. You know what I mean? But then obviously we had the biggest fight of our lives. And I was like, you know what, actually, for a long ass time, I really questioned which side of the fence you're on. And I can see that you're doing this and you want this and you want this. And then a couple of other friends started highlighting other things that she's done, which shows like this level of envy, of competition that I did not even think of. Like, it was way out of my capacity. I did not even think of half of these things. Now you've got your sensors pulling in, they're like, no man, let's go down this mind map, let's do this. And I'm like, I'm devastated. So I was devastated, obviously, as per my reactions. Devastated. Her and I had the biggest fight ever, and I obviously cut her off, blocked her everywhere. And she still had the chip on her shoulder about the fact that she did nothing wrong. Now this is the biggest plot twist of her life. She doesn't know that this happened, but I guess now everybody does. So after that, I blocked her, got rid of her. I was sick of her guts. I didn't want to see her. And God said, wait a minute, something's gotta give her. You don't know the full story. So Toxic calls me, and Toxic's like, dude, nah, dog. Not like this. And I'm like, actually, I never want to fucking see your fucking face again, because you are too notorious for some bullshit like this. And as a matter of fact, you took it too far. And he's like, no, I know I was wrong. I made a mistake. Yes, this happened. But can we I need to sit down and talk to you. I really, Naledi, I fucked up. And then he goes to explain, you know, his reasonings for doing what he did. And, you know, as much as he's so fucked up, he was so honest that I was like, I bet. He's like, no, I need to sit down with you. I'm like, I'm not going to sit down with you on one condition. He's like, what? I'm like, I want to see what you guys are saying, Tija. He's like, bet. I'm like, ah! So now what Long doesn't know, because she's still under the presumption that I don't know what transpired between her and Toxic, right? She told me something very ice creamy, PG rated, like, oh, you know, no, him and I, we just went on a few dates. He bought me stuff, whatever. I sit down with Toxic. Now, the first thing I asked Toxic is like, why would you do this to me with one of my good friends? Like, friendship for me is such an important thing. And like, as a nigga, and I know you guys are gonna say, why did you even sit down with him? You know what he did? He's like, Naledi, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Me and that girl that night, we linked up, we spoke. Yes, I must have lied to her about the nature of how I knew you. But then after that, the next day she came to my house. I was having a braai. I remember I invited you. You don't want to come. So she came to my place. And then after that, we went on some dates. She slept at my house. I'm like, Angzwanga. Now, mind you, I do remember her telling me something about her. I don't remember if she said he slept at her house or she's been to his house. I know that part she did tell me. But she didn't tell me the nature, how frequent this was. Slept at my house, made my friends, came over. And then the other thing that really set me off, because I didn't really care about her sleeping at his house, because like I said, Toxic was not someone I had my eye on. It was Adam. I really liked Adam, and for her to still want to pursue Adam and engage Adam like that pissed me the fuck off. So she's like, no, yeah. And then I'm like, and then Toxic's like, you know what, dude, I want you guys to work on your friendship. She was telling me not to tell you that she came over the next day and ta-ra-ta-ra-ta. So he took me through the messages. I read their conversation, and she was telling him, don't tell Naledi that I came the next day, and don't tell her that I did this and that I did that. And I'm like,
mine have been red.
Yeah, this is my friend of almost a decade. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I just sat there. I remember crying with Toxic, and the only thing I was asking him, I was like, dude, how could you do this? How could you do this with someone that you know that this was going to wreck my friendship? He's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm crying, guys. Yeah. And I've even got a witness I called up one of my other friends. I'm like, friend, you need to come here, because I was like, send me these screenshots. He was like, no, I can't do that because you're gonna send them to her and she's gonna get mad at me. So I called up my other friend, and then he came, and then he said, and then he read the messages, and we just both sat and looked at Toxic like this, and we're like, Toxic is toxic, but then again, he doesn't owe me anything. But Long betrayed me. Yo, Long betrayed me. Long actually took it that far. And I think the only part about this whole thing that I just can't understand is why she asked him to lie to me. If she really, if this whole link up and everything was so innocent, why were they concocting to lie to me? Like, why were they both getting on the same page of lying to me? Nah, okay, sharp. Nah, say less. I went after that day. That lady said demon time. That lady said demon time. I was in my motherfucking villain era. Did I not link up with Adam? And mind you, it was so cash. Like, he was there. I literally saw him at Groove. I walked up to him. And you know what I said? That is part 2 of that story time. All I said is that I will see you guys on the next story time and mukbang of the food that I did not eat, because this story upset the shit out of me. So if you guys want to know what I said to Adam and how that transpired, comment down below. Say Adam. We need Adam. Adam needs to speak up. Let me know, and I will let you guys know what happened on part 2 of this very intricate story time. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on the next very, very basic mukbang and very, very hectic story time. Bye.